Welcome to the 8-Bit Cat Show, a place where friends geek out over the nerdy things we love. Sometimes with cats. They left us. I'm your host, Stephanie Katz. With us tonight, Zach.
Are you okay?
No.
I'm here.
Peter.
Hi.
And Tom.
Wait.
Tom intro's kind of sad.
And Tom. I guess.
Are there
God, man.
are there actual people watching?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't like this.
Come on.
Oh, I forgot we never told you that we were filming this, did we?
No. It's like millions of people out there that I don't really want to.
That's oof.
I think
Oof.
millions might be a stretch.
I think maybe if we're lucky, like 2.
No, there's millions. They're watching us.
In our heads.
They're watching us.
I would love
Speaking
to.
of millions,
Stalkers.
we finally all saw The Batman, which has raked in $258 million worldwide.
That was on its opening weekend. It's made way more than that now.
Yeah.
It's lots of money.
And they've already said they want to do a HBO Max spin-off that focuses on Arkham Asylum.
I learned a
For
piece.
the 2 established villains.
Maybe. I don't know.
They established more than 2.
3, technically.
I guess.
Yeah, I think 3, technically. I guess my thing on that one is
4.
4. How 4?
I mean, Catwoman's like an anti-hero, but...
Yeah.
Even in the comics, she's not a villainous character anymore.
Yeah,
Counting her as a villain doesn't really work.
It doesn't really count. She's as much of a villain as Batman is. Because Batman just likes assault, and she just likes robbery. But normally it's only robbing people that deserve it.
Yeah.
Or are kind of assholes. Or have really good insurance. She's really good about making sure they're going to get paid.
Or
back.
have something that's expensive and cat-themed. But
Well, yeah, that's true, too.
Yo,
They
so
normally have good insurance.
He definitely murdered that one guy in the beginning of the film, right? On the train
Well, one
platform.
guy.
The one guy that he like beat the shit out of.
No, that guy crawled
No.
away. They
Yeah,
showed
he
it
was.
specifically
He's
that he
definitely
crawled away. In real life,
This
yes,
has been,
that
like,
person would have been
lethal,
dead.
lethal Batman.
Hey, but in real life, yes, that man would have been dead. His nose would have been sniffing his brain, which is, I believe, fatal. Pretty sure.
Fatal.
In most cases, sniffing your own brain would be fatal.
Yeah.
You'd at least drown. I don't know.
In his own blood, yeah.
So I think
I
this
was
is
thinking
my
brain fluid. Sounds even worse.
I think you choke on blood before you choked on brain fluid.
Anyway, he didn't die. He crawled away. Damn it.
guy's definitely dead. But I think this is
He's alive.
my new favorite Batman. I think Robert Pattinson did a really great job.
I wasn't a huge fan of his Bruce Wayne, but his Batman was baller.
My
Look,
problem with it,
he was Bruce Wayne for like 5 seconds.
Which I loved. The fact that they didn't have very much Bruce Wayne in this movie was a great choice to do for the Batman, because fuck Bruce Wayne.
my only problem with his Bruce Wayne was his hair. The
Very
emo.
emo.
Emo's not dead.
It's very emo.
We all know Emo's not dead.
Oh, I know Emo's not dead.
Though, okay,
But I mean, he is also playing Batman on the 2nd year of being Batman. Like, of course he's gonna act like an edgy teenager.
Yeah.
He wasn't properly like introduced into society.
No, I mean, I know I get that, but like, I guess it's not like they grew his hair out for it, right? Like that was definitely a wig,
it seemed pretty wiggy.
and
What?
it didn't come off as authentic.
I'm thinking his head is shaved so his cowl fits better, and they put a wig on him for the Bruce Wayne scenes.
Maybe.
Because it looked
No,
pretty
because
wiggy.
in interviews his hair is pretty. I mean, it's not super long, but it's like
So,
probably
what makes you
here.
think it's a wig?
Yeah.
It just looked like a wig to me.
Well, like what scene?
It just always looked wet to me.
It did kind of look
Because
like it was wet.
Like especially.
I kind of lean into that, still showing that Bruce really isn't like very socialized.
Mm-hmm.
In the grounds that like, oh, I have to take care of my hair. Better use a shit ton of gel
Yeah.
and like spray and shit because I don't know how to do this like a normal person.
I will say I did appreciate them alluding to that with the Alfred. He's like, I could teach you how to fight, but not how to be a boy.
A man?
I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. But it was good. But I didn't.
I think this is probably our most comic accurate Batman we've got.
Oh, it was done very well in that respect.
Yeah.
The guy playing the Riddler was fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was real good. All right, so I guess it's up for debate. Who's the other prisoner he meets in the cell at Arkham?
That was Joker.
It was clearly supposed to be Joker. It is the one part of this movie I did not like. Like, this
Really?
would be the best Batman movie if they didn't feel the need to shoehorn in fucking Joker at the last guy.
We actually
We
thought
don't
it
think
might
was
be
Joker.
Two-Face.
We're pretty sure it's Two-Face.
Why would it have been Two-Face?
Here's my theory. Well, not just my
She's got
theory.
one and I got one.
But so someone and they posted it on Reddit. So you know that part where he's like on the computer and he's like talking to the Riddler.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some code in there and someone like broke it, like decoded it, and it alluded to Two-Face.
And actually, their exchange is very reminiscent of the exchange between Tommy Lee Jones and
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey in the Joel Schumacher Batman.
Batman Forever.
Yeah. What's the friend riddle? But originally, Edward Nygma in that one asks the riddle to Tommy Lee Jones, and they become friends. It's reminiscent. I think it's Two-Face. He's also got a fucked up face.
I feel like it would have come up just on the grounds that that kind of friendship that Gordon and Batman have did also originally include Harvey Dent. Like, they were a trio.
Yeah, maybe they don't have it, but I would actually be more comfortable with the scene if it was Two-Face instead of Joker, so they didn't just immediately.
I would like that
shoehorn
more
their
too.
own
It
Joker
just
in there.
feels like that's supposed to be Joker.
Yeah, I think it's Joker.
It was the one part of the movie that felt kind of studio mandated. Like, yeah, it's the Joker. You're gonna get Joker.
It's not Jared Leto, we promise.
Jeez.
Seriously, guys, we promise.
I don't think it's Jared Leto. I think they.
No, it wasn't.
I
That's
think they already had a.
Definitely not Jared Leto.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they're specifically saying is we have the Joker, we're good, and it's not Jared Leto.
No, I think
It's a new Joker. It's cool, guys.
I'm pretty sure it's a Joker, only because I think I remember the actor when I tried to look it up, because there's an actor that is supposed to be already screened for him. Yeah.
Didn't know that, but I did learn something. I'm a pretty big Batman fan, but I don't know if this is something they did for this one or something I just heard for the first time. Martha Wayne's maiden name is Arkham.
Some continuities have that, not all of them.
Okay, I will say that's the first time I've ever heard that one. It was in this movie, and I'm like, wait a fucking second, what?
Of course, there's also continuities where technically Bruce, Thomas, and Martha, none of them were Waynes. They were a completely different family that had their ancestors had murdered the Waynes and stolen the name and fortune and land.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. But I just was when they said Martha Arkham. I'm like, wait, what? Did they just say Arkham?
They sure did.
Means the Arkhams and the Waynes were monopolizing.
I snorted real hard when
Don't do drugs, kids.
That's true.
Laugh, snorted, stupid. When he's in Selena's apartment and the cats are there and he goes, "You got a lot of cats."
Just Batman voice. You got a lot of cats.
I mean, because they're doing Batman humor correctly.
Yeah, that it's not. That it's
When
just.
Zack Snyder was in charge, they made it quippy, but this was like, no, you do it like Adam Sandler, or not Adam Sandler, but Adam West did. Play it completely straight, and just let it be absurd.
It's just some dry quips. Got a lot of cats.
I like to take in strays.
I'm a detective. I notice things. You have a lot of cats. Quite a few, I see. I don't want to use your bathroom.
Ugh.
I can't in this suit anyway. It's a pain in the ass to get off. But though he did seem to
He
be able
got
to
it
change
out
out
of
of
it
the
pretty
suit pretty quick, right?
I know what you're talking about when he goes to the street clothes thing. There is one scene at the end where it's like, oh, you were trying to imply he was wearing all that stuff over the bat suit, weren't you?
Is that what they're trying to imply?
Yeah, there's one scene near the end where you get a better look at it, and he's very, very clearly bulked up. It's because he's wearing already very bulky Batman suit, and then like
Then he's
more
wearing an
clothes
extra large
over it.
coat over it,
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that because I'm like I was wondering, I'm like, how is he getting in and out of this suit?
Yeah.
He got out of the suit, got on a bike. What is
I super doubt that's the actual case in every scene, but that last scene is like, that's what they've been trying to imply this whole time, isn't it? That he's putting these clothes on top of the bat suit.
I did like this bat suit too. I will say it was a pretty solid design. I liked it.
Yeah.
It still seemed like it had some tweaks for his aesthetics that are going to come later.
I like how
But it
he
was-
had the.
His batarang right in
Yeah.
the chest there. That's a thing. That's in the comics too. As long as they don't bring Superman's chest thing in.
Sometime.
But no, I liked how it was very functional, and like it showed you, like he's like, oh, I'm still gonna have to bat up these things, but he had all the components. I did like his little squirrel suit thing that he's like, oh yeah,
Oh, dude, that was nuts.
I'm gonna release my cape because I'm not actually gonna float with my cape because we know the physics say I can't really float with my cape, mostly because he can't stop. Theoretically, somebody did the math. I actually read this the other day. With a 4.6 meter wingspan, which is roughly what it looks like in like when he's floating with the thing, he would be able to, if he jumped off the like Wayne Tower there, he would be able to fly for 383 feet. But by the time and his max speed would be 110 kilometers an hour.
He'd be flying.
And he would eventually slow down to roughly 80 kilometers an hour while he was plummeting at the ground. Yeah. 'Cause the real issue with Batman gliding is not the fact that he could glide. They believe that he could if he had some rigidity to it. Yeah, it's almost like a not a parasail, hang glider, almost like that. But it would be stopping was the issue. So I like that they had the stopping issue. It didn't really work for him. He still slammed into the ground in a bridge and a truck and.
Still
A lot of people probably should have killed him.
Yes, he should be dead as well.
Still out going.
I'm still wondering.
I did like how they showed him like limping away.
I do want to know what the suit is made out of because I know he's Batman, so he spent too much money on some proprietary blend of something like that. Even our
but
most
you can't just take that many bullets.
I was gonna say, even our most robust body armor that we have today, still you can't get shot with an Uzi with it and still have it deflect every single one of the bullets. Also, he has a gaping hole where his chin is. Why does nobody shoot him in the fucking chin?
That is the thing that gets addressed in the comics periodically, is that the reason they wear symbols on their chest is to draw attention to the symbol.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's why he's always getting shot right in the chest with a shotgun. But
Yeah.
And
like,
that's the most protected area.
somebody shoot him in the chin window, okay?
The chin. I
Though,
mean, that one guy was gonna shoot him in the face.
Rubber
Even
pad.
in Arkham Knight, when Jason's telling people how to shoot Bruce Wayne to get past the armor, he doesn't mention aim for the mouth. He's just like, look for the joint areas in the armor. That's where it's going to be weakest.
Shoot him in the teeth. His teeth are not bulletproof, you dumb motherfuckers. His teeth.
Clearly, this time he just had the Spartan armor. What is it, Mjolnir armor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But seriously, shoot him in the teeth.
Shoot him in the teeth.
My brain is kind of stuck on Batman trying to get into clothes.
Trying to like
Yeah,
pull a
how's he
big
sh-
jacket
Like,
over
he's
a
like-
bat suit.
He's out, freaking just grabbing some stuff, and then he's just like,
Are they like really big sweatpants that he's just...
you know? And then he's trying to reach above his head, trying to grab the sweater
Maybe
or
the
something. He's
pants
just
are-
like,
Maybe the pants are tearaways.
Oh, you think he's got like the basketball ones with the snaps on the side?
Yes.
He's like, put me in, coach.
I mean,
All
it
right.
would explain getting out of it very quickly.
it could be.
All right. Yeah, but
And
but
much
then you
easier
just-
to get into.
No, but then you see him sitting on the side of the road and he's
Yeah.
sitting there snapping up
Snapping
all the
them off.
fucking snap. Just 1 second.
There's Batman sitting on the side, just like pulling up
He's
legs.
still
I
got,
mean, he is
he's
also
still got
just
the cowl
really
on.
rich. So he probably just goes to some thrift stores and buys a bunch of really shitty clothes.
Just ripping.
Gotham City is littered with just ripped apart clothing.
All the homeless are like, this motherfucker keeps ripping my shit.
I keep finding all these pants.
I wish
but
they
none of
weren't
them are
torn.
There's a perfect jacket, but it's got a giant hole in the back. It looks like somebody tried to rip it in half.
All the freaking homeless are like really good at sewing now.
It's a great jacket. You just gotta put a little work into it.
Yeah.
So I talked to a few people about this movie, if they've seen it already, and I got a weird amount of people like really hating it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the like what we heard was you either really love it or you really hate it.
From what I can tell when I talked to them, it seemed like they just were kind of expecting more action, like more of what we've been getting from DC. When like Zack Snyder was in charge of the Batman and shit, and like that's not what this is supposed to be.
He's finally a fucking detective.
Yeah, that's how Batman stories should be told. Him winning the fight should be a foregone conclusion. He needs to solve the puzzle. Which I love that he kind of doesn't in this.
They told you from the beginning that this was gonna be more of a detective story, and Robert Pattinson was like, "This is a sad movie." I was like, Robert Pattinson, you were correct.
Let's be honest, though, people are real dumb.
He's also the world's
worst vampire.
Doesn't matter what
you tell them.
Just prove vampires do turn into bats.
He's the worst vampire ever, though. It took him 14 years to turn into a bat.
I do also, I kind of like how the trailers worked, because it really does imply it's going to be a completely different kind of movie with the trailers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's Batman dealing with the fact that his identity's been outed, and that never even comes close to happening.
Yeah.
Well,
I like that twist.
I did like
it implies that maybe he knows, but it's like, no, he doesn't.
No, I liked that he's like, oh shit, he totally fucking knows. Oh, he has no idea. Oh, he just thinks I'm a lunatic that will help him destroy the world. Okay, cool.
I like to believe that thought process comes from, it's a very dumb thing, but that initial cipher that he has, I would have loved it if it actually did detail the entire plan. And that's why Riddler was like, clearly Batman's on board, because he figured out how to find the next clue. So he's figured it all out, he knows what's going on. And then at the end when he shows up, like, oh no, I saw you wrote out drive on the paper, and that's how I found it.
I feel that part was he's like, try this, and Gordon's just like,
Yeah, the literal thumb drive was funny as hell.
Okay.
I did also love the line where they're walking into the orphanage and Gordon cocks his fucking gun. He's like, no guns. He goes, dude, that's your thing. That's on you. Just because you got some weird hang-ups about this shit doesn't mean I'm going to get shot in the face.
I don't have armor. I mean, in theory, he should probably have a bulletproof vest on, but it's neither here nor there.
If Batman's got an entire bulletproof thing that you can shoot a fucking M16 at, and he just goes, oh, you shot me, cool. So Bruce Wayne would be much better giving that technology to the Gotham City Police Department. Mm-hmm. But
or at the very least, just Gordon.
At least Gordon. No, I will say you were talking about the trailer earlier, Peter.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed in the trailer because it's one of those that after having seen the movie, you can definitely tell that the director, writers, and producers of the movie had no say in what went into the trailer.
Yeah.
But
because it advertises it as like a completely different type of movie.
But specifically, the scene with them in the Batmobile, or him in the Batmobile chasing down the Penguin, and which is a great scene. But you could tell the rest of the movie. You could tell the rest of the movie that they were trying to allude to the fact that, oh, you're not even going to see the Batmobile in this movie. Like, if you actually had just watched the movie without any of the trailer, you'd be like, oh, look, he's putting it together in the background. Oh, still doing some tests. At one point, he literally has the entire engine taken apart. And you're like, oh, so we're still prequel Batman. He's not quite in the Batmobile yet. We're good. And then, but you're like, but I've seen the trailer. He totally fucks up some shit with the Batmobile. Where's the Batmobile? I was still excited when you first start hearing the jet turbine whirring up, and you're like, yeah, okay, it's gonna happen. Do it, run his ass over. Boom. Okay, that feels right. No, I'm gonna out Stephanie on this one.
Why?
After we walked out, she goes, I'm like, oh, the Batmobile was sick, and she goes, what was that, a Pinto? The joke there, Peter, is it's obviously not a Pinto.
Peter, do you know what kind of car it was?
Oh, I am not a car person at fucking all.
But you should know what kind of car it was. It was obviously modeled off of a Mustang chassis.
Batmobile is what it was.
It's obviously modeled off a Mustang chassis, though. No, because then we drive into the road and she goes, no, it's one of those cars. And a silver Mustang drives past us. I'm like, yeah, a Mustang.
It looks like, I don't know, it could have been like a 70s Pinto.
I want you to look up a picture of a Pinto right now, Stephanie. and I want you to see what a
Might
Pinto
not want
looks
to do
like.
that on the computer.
Okay, I'll look up a picture of a Pinto because I want you to know what a Pinto looks like.
Yeah, no.
Not
Going
Pinto
into
bean,
this, I
Pinto
wasn't
car.
what type of car was Batmobile. I was like, does it do a good job making this a mystery?
That's a Pinto.
Kind of. It could have been.
How's Mr. Twilight doing as Batman himself? Does a pretty good job. Uh,
He did a pretty good job as Batman. I liked the Batman. They did just enough. It's like a 70s Mustang is what he ripped apart to turn into the Batmobile. He jacked it up like it's a fucking car trying to race in the Baja 500, but
It's a funny story.
Oh,
okay.
I love funny stories.
Just watching it,
Mhm.
and Ashley was watching it. And
Oh, you were watching it together?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We
okay,
were
cool.
sitting there watching it, and then Riddler is on the phone, and he goes, "I was trying to reach you," and then both her and me look at each other and go, "About your car's extended warranty." Like immediately, we both looked at each other. So it was like, "Oh, great." We both thought that the whole time. It just popped in our heads.
What if he had actually said that?
We thought about it like going back to the theater watching it, and then as he says it again,
Just
just
yelling
out
that
loud,
out.
like about your car's extended warranty.
You gotta go like now when people have already seen it once and are
Yeah.
watching it again, because there would be a lot of people who I think would appreciate that joke.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of people that would be pissed off. Shut the fuck up! We're in the movie. I can't hear anything. You're like, actually, if you had just laughed at my joke shortly and then continued watching, you would have
You'd be
wasted
fine.
less time than now.
Yeah.
But I would laugh my ass off at that. Just I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Oh my god, I'm not watching the next 5 minutes of this movie because I'm laughing my ass off.
It makes you feel better. In the theater we were in, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who not only laughed, but audibly laughed and snorted at the cat thing. Everyone else was just.
Oh, it was
and I
dead silent.
Okay.
And she's just I chuckled to myself, but I'm like, this is not the movie you laugh out loud at. And she's just like straight up. I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna start laughing because you're snorting in the middle of a Batman.
It was hilarious.
Because it's just so deadpan. It was perfect. Just you got a lot of cats.
and we also have
A lot of cats.
a lot of cats.
So yes, no,
Well, and that's the
I've
other
already
thing
started saying that you've got a lot of cats.
It's not only did he do that, but this motherfucker looks over at me.
You got a lot of cats. Yeah, you do. You got a lot of cats.
Well, I give it 8 cats. Ouch.
7.5 cats. Don't look at the half cat. It's very disgusting.
same, 7.5, just because of that last fucking scene with the Joker.
Yeah,
I believe
I'd give that too.
I believe it's not 7.5. It's 7 and 2 paws.
I'll give it 2 paws
feel
and
like
a tail.
the worst mental image, just because now you can imagine
You cut off the
the
kitty's paws.
Riddler's paws. Yeah.
I have a picture of it's like Mr. Kitty's little feet, and he's just boop.
Why
Okay.
would you do that to Mr. Kitty?
2 paws.
I know he can be a little dumb, but Jesus.
We literally decided this guy's like 10 episodes ago
Oh, we know.
that we wouldn't do halves. It would be whatever and 2 paws.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. Like,
But
also
yeah.
one more thing. I don't think this is the case. They never actually did give a confirmed name for Riddler, right? Like they call him the Riddler, but I don't think he's not
his-
Edward Nigma.
His IDs were
Patrick Nigma and Edward something.
yeah.
So it was like a
So
play
it could have
on.
very easily just have been Thomas Elliot.
Yes.
They even asked, "Is this you?" And he goes, "I don't know."
Yeah.
You
No,
tell me.
yeah, they were fake
I
IDs, but
like that.
I can't remember what the other one was. Was it? It was what? It was because yeah, it was Patrick Nigma, because it was, and then it was Edward something.
Yeah. Edward Nigma's a dumb as fuck name. If they just want to diffuse the Riddler with Hush permanently, I'd be okay with that.
I like Edward Nigma as a name. That's Enigma. Come on.
It's a fun pun.
That's a
It'd
very
be great.
Batman thing to do.
It's a very 60s Batman thing to do.
Yeah, and I love it.
I'll be right back.
Edward Nashton / the Riddler. Apparently, his name is Edward Nashton.
Like I said, a lot of wikis and shit are using that, but I don't think that was ever actually overtly confirmed as his name.
Well, fine.
And considering so much of his motivation was tied to the Elliot family, it would make more sense to have it be Hush, Thomas Elliot. Especially considering his costume is based on Hush's costume.
It does look more like Hush's costume than the Riddler's costume.
But yeah, it's hard to take a dude in a green suit with a bowler hat and a question mark on it seriously.
Yeah, that probably won't happen until he actually hangs out with the Joker and it gets a little more air for the theatric. Though I am still hoping that he has a question mark fucking suit and a bowler hat and a weird looking cane.
Well,
That's all I want.
apparently his costume was supposed to be modeled after the Hush.
Yeah. It was, for sure.
That makes sense with the
Literally
most
just read that.
adaptation
That's
of
what I
it
read.
being that they made it that the Riddler was Hush. Also, I'm pretty sure at one point he straight up says Hush. It's like, yeah, this is clearly supposed to be Hush.
Yeah, all it says is Edward Nashton / Riddler served as the main antagonist of the Batman.
Well, wasn't Hush's thing that like he was a surgeon, right, at some point in time, right?
He was a surgeon. He was Bruce Wayne's best friend.
Yes. And then his face
His
got all
entire
fucked
plan
up.
was to kind of. So his plan, his face doesn't get fucked up. That's not why he's wearing the bandages. He has surgery to disguise himself as Bruce Wayne after he faked his own death so that he could steal the Wayne fortune. Because he thinks that Bruce somehow... Basically, Bruce saved his parents when he was younger, and thus he's like, Bruce, you stole the fortune from me, so I'm going to steal the fortune from you.
Seems like bad motivation.
Yeah, that's why it's good to mix these together and fucking change it a little bit.
Though Hush was a great villain in the what was it, Arkham Asylum game?
Yeah, but in
Arkham
the
City
Arkham Asylum game, it was fundamentally the same thing. He is still Thomas Elliot had surgery to look like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but in that
What
one, he was
are
also
you
serial
doing?
killing people and ripping and
I
cutting
mean, he
off
was
parts of
still
their faces
doing
to do
that.
it.
He was definitely still doing that in the comic.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Overall great movie. Solid.
Yeah,
Oh, I
solid.
did have a question to ask you about the one of the trailers.
Okay.
Basically, the Warner Brothers.
DC superhero movie
DC superhero-
highlight trailer.
Yeah.
Highlight reel.
Okay.
Who's the guy in the gold helmet?
Dr. Fate.
Thank you. I couldn't remember who the fuck it was
Feel better?
I'm glad you
I'm
didn't
like-
just Google that shit.
because I wanted to wait to talk to you. We just saw it on Sunday. I'm like, you know what? Peter's gonna know immediately, so I just want to see if Peter knows immediately. And if I had looked it up, I wouldn't have been as earnest in the question.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I'm assuming
Dr.
he's
Fate.
gonna show up in the Black Adam movie, then, right?
I would find it more likely he shows up in Flashpoint.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of still superheroes, so apparently the Parent Television and Media Council is blasting Disney Plus for moving the Marvel Netflix shows to Disney Plus, starting tomorrow, by the way.
I'll be
They can go
available.
fuck themselves.
Yeah, they're all upset. The article that I have linked in here, the tagline is, "What's next? Stripteases at Fantasyland?"
Which-
Oh, there absolutely
I'm down
should
for
be.
it.
What?
That's what I was saying. I'm like, I'd be down for that. You know how many more dads would bring their kids to Disney if they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna go sneak off to Miss Hollywell's. I don't know. It should be in Frontierland. It shouldn't be in Fantasyland. It should be in Frontierland. It should be a brothel, not an actual working brothel because that's illegal in Florida.
Like themed like that, yeah.
But yes, that would work great. But Fantasyland would be great too. I mean, like,
A
But-
brothel themed as a brothel. It's not real. It's in a theme park.
it's a strip club themed as a brothel.
It's a brothel, but not a brothel.
Just make it a burlesque show. It would work out just fine. They don't actually have to show anything. They just imply that they're going to show something.
Just like the whole time they're like, "We're a brothel. We're a brothel."
Yeah, but these,
The song writes itself, man.
yeah, they're all mad because God forbid they change the parental controls. They're basically like, Disney Plus was the last standing streaming service that catered to family friendly. They didn't have to compete with any of these other streaming services, and now they're degrading themselves.
It's like they could have just put it on Hulu. And it's like, yeah, but they want to make it so all the Marvel shit's in one spot. It's the whole point.
And they also... Go ahead.
That the presence of like non-kid friendly, because like Netflix has a fuck ton of kid friendly shit.
Right, but they're upset
Never
because
seen it.
when Disney Plus first hit, like it was supposed to be family friendly only. Like there wasn't supposed to be any like adult content.
Well, then they ruined that by putting The Simpsons on there.
Or
Yeah, I was gonna say, like that's been on there for a while. Why are they just getting mad now?
well, the funny thing is, like, they're all bitching because it's like, oh man, like, God forbid your kids see violence. Meanwhile, like, you've got Mulan, who showed like the massacre of an entire village. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, who creepy dude's got a whole fucking song about how he wants to fuck the gypsy girl.
Esmeralda.
And he wants to
Count
kill
Frodo.
the physically challenged.
Yeah, he does not take very good care of his ward, Mr. Quasimodo.
You've got...
Anyone else would have drowned you.
go back even
I was the one who was
further.
going to drown you.
You've got the Little Mermaid. You've got Ursula telling Ariel, use your body to get the man.
Hey,
What kind of example does that set for little girls?
Hey, they definitely toned that down from the Grimm's fairy tale version, though.
This is not the point I'm making.
I'm just saying,
But-
that one's at least toned down.
The other thing too is like with them putting all of this on, they're adjusting their parental controls to be stricter, so that if you want to enable parental controls, so that your younger children don't see this content, you can do that.
But I shouldn't have to take 5 minutes to put a password in so that my kids can't watch stuff.
God forbid.
Didn't the Alley Cats like have the
You mean Aristocrats?
the Aristocrats where they basically throw the cats off into the river with a bag?
Yeah.
Poison them first. Yeah.
Yeah.
He roofies them with his creme a la Edgar.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then tosses them in a burlap sack and then tosses them over a bridge in the middle of nowhere. Yes.
None of these were blatantly family friendly. Also, we are fully aware that Esmeralda is Romani. It's just she is most commonly referred to as a gypsy in this movie, and that's why you would use that term.
Yes. No, that is specifically quoting from the movie. He's singing a song about the gypsy girl. That's what he says. Yes, we know she's a part of the Romani people. And we understand that there's been a long life of burden and anger and hate towards the Romani as well. And we feel sorry for their plight.
I liked Esmeralda. I liked her goat more.
Everyone likes Esmeralda.
The goat's great.
I love
Or
that
at least
goat.
the Disney version of Esmeralda. God damn, the original version of that
it's
character
dark.
is real fucked up.
Well, the original version of all these stories is super fucked.
The original version of Hunchback of Notre Dame is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that story as a whole was just not...
He starves to death while cuddling Esmeralda's corpse.
Did Disney
Yeah.
do, what's the fucking it was just on my mind.
Well, they probably didn't have the word "fucking" in it. Disney generally.
Well, I
generally
mean, there's a
tends to
lot of
avoid
dicks
that.
in there.
Uh,
They do draw
I
a lot of
don't know.
dicks.
Dick was a Nazi.
It was Anastasia. Did they do Anastasia?
no, that
that,
was a
like-
Fox Animation
what I
Studios,
thought.
but Disney now owns Anastasia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Fox Animation Studios along with like.
Which, oh, by the way, don't know if y'all heard this, but with the stuff going on with Russia, they've currently pulled Anastasia off Disney Plus.
Is that real?
I swear to God.
Oh my god.
I mean, I already own it, so it's fine. But I'm just saying, that was the thing that happened.
A little overkill.
Wow.
All right.
You know, that was the same. It was the same time they did Titan AE,
Yeah.
and then bankrupted the studio because neither of one of those movies made money. But now are our beloved
God, I
movies.
love Titan AE.
Fucking amazing. The
It's a really
soundtrack
good
is fucking
soundtrack.
baller.
Yeah.
Oh.
My favorite part in Titan AE is when he's like flying through the clouds.
Oh, the
with
fucking, gas thing and like that.
The
With little
stingrays or whatever. Yeah.
The soundtrack is banging.
Yeah.
They're
Like
flying around.
I listen
Oh, it's so
to
good.
that song now, and I'm like, it really wasn't that like a great song. Like the whole song itself, it was like,
No,
it's all right.
with that
But
scene.
it's
It
with
works
that
so perfect.
scene, it was just
It's
wonderful.
just like in the animated version of Treasure Planet that Disney did do
Yeah.
to compete directly with that. The soundtrack in that was fucking amazing too. But I've gone back and listened to those songs without watching him without them like windsurf through the fucking canyon, and you're like, it's just not as good.
Not the same.
It just doesn't hit the same. It just doesn't hit the same if I don't see his dad leaving in the background and then never coming back. It's just not the same.
It doesn't hit the same.
So
It's going out for cigarettes.
kind of related.
Fuck you, Dad.
Kind of related to this, these people that are mad, I'm pretty sure are the same people that are upset about the new Pixar movie Turning Red, which we both watched last night.
Don't spoil it, because I actually want to look at it and watch it.
Me and Maddie watched it.
Yeah,
like
don't
2
spoil
months
it,
ago.
fuckers.
You're being serious this time. Don't
Yeah,
actually spoil
I
this one.
actually legit want to watch
All right,
it.
we'll talk about this next time then.
We can talk about it next time when Tom catches up. But I will say, yeah, there's some controversy about it because it's no spoilers.
Well,
they
yeah.
talk about puberty and menstruation and like pads.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, and
dare.
yeah, that's kind of the whole point. And some people are like, they shouldn't have done this, and they say the word crap, and she like twerks at her mom at one point in time. It's just promoting looseness and hussiness, and everyone is terrible, and she should be listening to her mom more often. Like, it's literally every teenage story ever.
Yeah.
Like, did you get mad when on Sister Tia and Tamara snuck out to go to see a boy band concert? Literally the exact same storyline. I don't know. Also,
It looks good. Was it good?
it was good.
It was really good.
There was one line at the end that got me because she's like talks about like the whole thing.
Don't. So he actually wants to.
No, it's
say
fine,
it,
it's
so
fine, it's fine.
spoil
I'm just saying
it.
she says it takes place in 2002, which makes sense because it's the height of boy band crazes and stuff like that. But I'm like, is this supposed to be being narrated right now? And this show takes, or the whole story does take place 20 years in the past. I wasn't ready for that at the end. I'm like, huh. I'm like, no wonder she's got a fucking Tamagotchi. All right, it makes
Yeah,
a
but
lot more sense
Tamagotchis
now.
weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Those
still
were
popular
more
in
like
2002.
mid '90s.
They were still popular in 2002.
Yeah, they were mid-90s Y2K.
And they're popular again now.
They have made a comeback. You can have there's a little R2D2 one. You can.
There is.
I saw it in real life.
How do you feed it?
You oil
Oil.
him.
He's a fucking droid, bro.
Um,
And you got to clean up his.
How many times in Star Wars did you see that motherfucker getting oiled? Hardly any. Maybe once.
It's actually 0 times. You only see C-3PO getting oiled once.
Okay. Because in my head, I implied it in my head that he was oiled.
R2 does get cleaned with, like, he gets spit shined by
Yes,
Padme at one
yes.
point in time, but I don't believe he got a full oil dip.
Shadow.
Oh, wait.
What are you doing?
If we're counting Clone Wars, he does get a full spa day. But that's at the behest of Cad Bane, who is then using it to steal all of the plans for the Senate building out of R2's head.
But again,
But he does get a full spa day. Full spa day.
So we also got the trail for Miss Marvel. Did anyone, Peter? Did you? I don't know if Tom
I
did.
have not watched that trailer
Yeah,
yet.
we only watched it right before the show.
It just came out.
I'm not as familiar with Miss Marvel from the comics, so I don't know how like true it is to.
I will say from what they showed in the trailer, at least her power set is very looks like it's very on point with what they normally do in the comics. Like they definitely have they show a couple of scenes like her just working up, getting used to it, but like she's got her like little sky bridge thing that she likes running around on, stuff like that. And they definitely have the one scene where she uses giant projections of her fist to punch people in the face. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely been a couple splash pages in the comics. And then the last scene of the trailer is they've got her sitting like on a street lamp and her big long red scarf is flowing out. And you're like, all right, it at least looks right. And they've been doing such a good job with all the other shows that I think they're going to treat this material right. But they didn't give a lot in the trailer, I will say, which I'm also happy for.
Did Peter? You probably know. Was she originally inspired by Captain Marvel? Is that
Yes, that's why she called herself Miss Marvel.
okay? I didn't know. That's why I'm asking
Like her
because
favorite superhero, yeah.
she definitely it looks like she starts out wearing like a Captain Marvel costume.
Basically, yeah.
That is essentially so. In the comics, before Carol Danvers was Captain Marvel, she was Miss Marvel, and the new Miss Marvel Kamala Khan's costume is essentially a slightly recolored Miss Marvel costume with pants and sleeves
And a tutu sometimes. /skirt
and a
thingy.
tutu sometimes. Yeah,
And a long red scarf.
the scarf was actually kind of part of it already.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
guess that was part of the original Miss Marvel costume, wasn't it?
Yeah, hers was just gold. So yeah, she was always a big fan of Carol Danvers. It's just it's like she picked a random name a little bit now because they never had the original Captain Marvel, thus they didn't have Carol as Miss Marvel, which is fair. The original Marvel is kind of dumb.
Marvel was really dumb.
Oh, so many people are gonna be mad at me and you now for that.
No, it's dumb. I'm sorry. I actually like that they turned Marvel into a freaking woman for the Captain Marvel movie, and I'm like, yes, it's gonna piss. This movie is going to piss everyone off,
So
and
many
it
peop-
did.
So many people, it's a stretch.
Oh, it pissed off a lot of people.
I think in more in that what we're like our reactions to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Because again, if people actually paid attention to us, they'd all already hate me and Tom for liking Mass Effect Andromeda the
Yeah,
best.
I think they would.
How dare you?
I mean,
God, the best of all of them.
maybe they're wrong.
It was.
I
Oh,
don't know.
hands down.
Maybe those people are wrong.
The Sonic 2 trailer also dropped.
I thought the trailer was already there, but I thought there was the new, the final artwork dropped.
Oh, sorry. A new Sonic 2 trailer dropped, and with it, we also got the poster drop, which is like a throwback to the original Sonic 2 cover.
Yeah, this actual Sega game cover. It's a shot for shot remake, basically, just with Jim Carrey in the background.
Is he fat?
No, he's still not fat yet. I think it's coming in this. I think
It
it's
could just be that the code is slimming.
Yeah.
it's technology. I think it's coming. I think he's gonna like at some point in time, like it's gonna because like he didn't have his crazy mustache or be as ridiculous in the first one. This one, he's finally got the iconic I'm fucking insane mustache. So
How's that go? One more time.
I don't even think I think that was pretty accurate too. Not even kidding.
I don't expect him to be like 600 pounds.
Jaleel White would have respected my Dr. Eggman impression there. He was the original voice
I
of
don't
Sonic
think
in
he
the
would have.
animated cartoon.
I don't think he would be like a Duke Harkonnen size either. He would just be like a somewhat fat.
Baron
Well, it's not
Harkonnen.
like Eggman is
Baron.
like
Yeah, he's not Duke, he's
super
Baron.
fat either.
He's got skinny legs. He's just
Yeah.
round. I've always thought
He's just round center.
I always thought that he wasn't fat. I always thought that was
Thought
like
it was
some
suit.
sort of crash suit.
Yeah.
So I'm betting there's at least one scene in this movie where his new fancy suit that he also has
And
that
it
is
blows
getting
up.
closer to that is getting closer to the
Or
cover schemes and
maybe,
stuff.
that's why he's in like the flying pod thing. Like that's supposed to be.
Oh. Eggman's always in that pod.
He's
though.
always in a flying pod thing. That's his thing. Is flying pod things.
Flying pot thing.
That's totally his thing.
Do you think?
But I kind of know what you mean. Yeah. I don't know. Because again, to me at least, he was never really fat. He's got weight on him, but he's not fat.
He's just got that roundness to him. Like, especially in the game specifically, there's the utter roundness to him, which I know was originally mostly just a bit problem.
Maybe Jim Carrey just didn't want to put on another fat suit.
No, that I completely understand too. And he doesn't have to be completely accurate.
Yeah.
But again, I just hope that there's at least a scene where like his suit blows up and he's a big round guy with little skinny arms and legs sticking out and he still runs away at some point. I'm down for it. Wouldn't upset me. Also, Idris Elba's Knuckles is still just messing me up. Every time I hear his voice come out of Knuckles, I'm
Are
like,
you a space porcupine?
it feels right, but also wrong at the same time. Like, of course, Idris Elba. Yeah, it's a great voice for that. That's what Knuckles sounds like. But then you're also like, I don't know why, but it just doesn't seem right. It's a little too. Your voice is a little too sexy to be this asshole. Like, are you gonna fuck Sonic or beat him up? What is going on here?
The Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer finally dropped.
Looks fucking stupid.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, Peter, I think we will now go our separate ways. I know you said you couldn't record next week. You actually can't ever record again. You're no longer welcome here. Go fuck yourself.
I got like real sad.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it looked fine.
That was the point. It looks really good.
There really wasn't even enough to really judge yet.
Right.
Obi-Wan has his Space Jesus hair back.
Yeah, he hasn't lived on Tatooine for like 18 years
It
yet.
hasn't all fallen out because of stress and wind. What is this? No.
What is it?
That's what it's called.
Oh, the Eggmobile?
That's what it's called.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's
What?
pod thingy.
The little pod thingies.
Flying pod thingy. It's an
Called an
Eggmobile.
Eggmobile. Or
Eggmobile.
Eggomatic or Eggomatic hovercraft.
Yep.
Dr. Robotnik.
Just looking. Yep.
Dr. Eggman. But that's just what Sonic calls him. Anyway. But,
There's some later versions where he even kind of calls himself that.
Yeah, I'm the
Robotnik,
Eggman.
his grandfather
I
or
am the
something.
walrus.
So Kenobi.
So yes, back to Kenobi.
I'm really excited that we got a look at the Inquisitors. They look fucking sick.
I
I'm
do
sorry,
have.
the Grand Inquisitor looks fucking stupid.
I will say.
Like, I'm not doing a bit.
No, you're. I agree. The Grand Inquisitor, which first of all, we've already actually seen his species in the prequel trilogy, and he looked dope as shit in that, which came out how long ago now?
Yeah, but didn't the Grand Inquisitor like die?
Yeah, but that was in Rebels, so that
Yeah,
would be
that's
about
before that, yeah.
9 years after this series takes place.
Oh. Because I was gonna
8
say
years.
maybe he didn't actually die, and that's why he looks.
What? Ezra cut off the top 6 inches of his head, and then it got rounded off like some bald dude. I don't know.
Did he cut his head off?
No, he didn't.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Falls into a
Oh.
His
reactor.
species is got an 8 head. He's not Kialmundi. He's not quite up to here. He's not Conehead status, but he's supposed to have a longer, taller head. And there's been one of his species. I can't remember what it is, but there's been one of those guys in the prequel trilogy who looked great. He was working for the banking clan. But anyway, I'm just saying they did it in live action 20 years ago, and it looked good. And so I'm a little disappointed with that. But there is one thing that will make up for any shortcomings of this entire fucking show, and I don't care. You can close your eyes, and it will sound amazing because John Williams is back.
Yeah.
He said he was done. The trailer was banging. He went hardcore with the sound and the music, and it was amazing. I loved it, and I'm so excited what he did there. The way he melded some of his other stuff together to be this trailer was like, okay. It's why you're multiple Academy Award-winning composer John motherfucking Williams. I believe he had his middle name legally changed to motherfucking.
Sure.
Let's just hope that this one doesn't change to a completely different show a little over halfway through.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
It's
Well-
the time period's right. If they were going to have Cal show up in the shows and movies, this would be the perfect opportunity.
Cal Kestis, you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you think he's gonna show up in this?
my thing is, I think it's because it's Dave Filoni is still technically the executive producer. Originally, it was supposed to be Darth Maul as the villain. And
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy apparently came down on that one and said, no more Darth Maul. And Dave Filoni's like, well, I really know how to write Darth Maul well. I don't know if you've seen this little thing called The Clone Wars, but people love Darth Maul.
But
And
how,
Ray Park was like, oh, sorry, I interrupted.
But how would they be able to?
They would probably do a better version of his death that was in Rebels.
Oh.
Which
Cut out all of the Ezra bullshit and just focus on the conflict between those two.
would be great.
But wouldn't that then make Rebels non-canonical?
No, because
they-
Ezra's not there for 90% of it.
Yeah, Ezra's just there right at the end. So what it could be is that's why Maul wants to go out to try and find an apprentice like Ezra, is because he's fought with Obi-Wan multiple times and gone, oh, I can't beat him. I need to have some other asshole help me. Or I need to get this Sith holocron so I can figure out the secret technique to defeating Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Kenobi.
But anyway, apparently we're not going to get Darth Maul, so it's not worth it anyway. It's going to be the Inquisitors and Darth Vader. So, oh no, we got Darth Vader. Oh, Hayden Christensen's back. Too bad.
I like how the newest
excited.
issue of Entertainment Weekly has like the first look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and it's like first look of Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader, and I'm like, it's just a picture of Darth Vader, guys. You literally could have grabbed that from
anywhere at any time. Anyone could be in that suit. You don't even know that it's Hayden Christensen, and in fact, probably is not.
Most likely not Hayden Christensen.
That is probably a stunt actor right there, and you guys did get lucky enough to get one still picture, but they're like, we're not actually putting Hayden Christensen in this. Fuck you. This is actually a production still. This was a costume camera test.
They tried to ask him questions, and he was like, I am sworn to secrecy. I don't even know why I'm here. I can answer none of your questions.
I wasn't given a script. I was just given moments to wave my arms around like I was talking.
No.
Ow.
One thing did make me a little sad. They some of the recent interview, I think it's the same Entertainment Weekly, the interview that they had with Ewan McGregor is he's like, the only thing that frustrated him about this series is like, I've known about it for like 11 fucking years,
and I
haven't been able to talk
anything.
about it. Like they've been talking to me since the other one was over. They've been talking about wanting to do this. I don't know why it's taken so fucking long, and I couldn't talk about it because people would be like, oh, are the rumors true? Is there going to be an Obi-Wan series? And it's like, yeah, there fucking is, but I can't tell you that, so I have to lie to you. And I'm Ewan McGregor, who's a nice guy.
See.
All right.
I don't want to lie to you. It's not who I am.
No, I am the person.
I play that character in a couple of movies. That's it. That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'm excited. And then I'm hoping that since that comes out May 25th, that when we go to Disney in July, they'll have like a bunch of new
Merch. She wants some merch.
Want some Obi-Wan stuff.
I would like that, but there's also no way in hell that it wouldn't be an extremely high demand in a fucking fight to get any of it. It's
You shut your whore mouth, Peter.
Disney does pretty good with their unless it's like legitimately like a special edition thing, then you're never gonna get it. But if it's just one of those, oh, we're gonna always have this. This is a new thing from the Obi-Wan show. Like you can find 8,000 different Grogus. You're never gonna run out of a Grogu. If they have something as cool as that in Obi-Wan, you're gonna be able to get it.
But I mean,
they've got Obi-Wan,
is it
so they've got
who makes the Black Series toys? Is it Hasbro?
thought so.
Yeah.
They did the whole new wave of I mean, it's not new anymore. It was like a year ago at this point, maybe 2. But when they released the wave that was supposed to have Episode 3 Anakin, that shit cannot be found. Cannot pre-order it. Cannot find it in stores. And I'm not paying $500 for an action figure.
I'm not paying $500 for an action figure. $300 maybe.
Have you spent $300 on an action figure? Or are you willing to spend $300 on an action figure?
That was a joke.
There it is on Amazon for $190.
See, I told you.
$200 for a 6-inch tall figure is a little much for me.
Especially of what is easily the worst part of the prequel trilogy.
Episode 3 Anakin? Yeah.
Just
but
Anakin.
But he looks smaller.
I wanted that one because I liked how that one looked. I thought that one looked better than Episode 2 Anakin. Remember, we had this whole discussion.
He's got a better face and he's got better hair. We all know. We all agree.
About it for a hot minute. Yeah.
I was very upset.
They did a better sculpt on the face and the hair is wonderful.
It was like
You
a
did
Kendall.
not like buzz cut with a rat tail.
Yeah, fuck buzzcut rat tail Anakin.
Yeah, fuck that Anakin.
I want Clone Wars Anakin.
Yeah, give me Clone Wars Anakin.
I want scar over his right eye Anakin.
That has never ever been explained.
They still have not explained that scar and it still messes me up.
I think didn't
Well,
you
they
say
did
it was
kind
the
of,
EU?
but it's not canon anymore.
Yeah, it's not
So
canon.
there was the Clone Wars like cartoon that was done by the dude that Samurai Jack.
Gennady Tartakovsky.
Yeah, that did explain the scar, but then that was made not canon, but then parts of it were still canon.
We'll talk about that in my bit.
Yeah, like it kept pieces, but not all of it.
I've got a bit about this.
He's got
The
a
whole
bit about
canon
it.
with Star Wars is really weird and bad, and while we do give like Dave Filoni a lot of credit for doing a lot of good with Star Wars, it is worth remembering that his run with Clone Wars actually decanonized a huge amount of the EU before Disney even took over. So,
Well, yeah, because that was supposed to be a new canon.
yeah, but it was like some of the actions that he would take was like, did you just want to
Yeah,
decanonize
but
this book?
in,
Just fuck this book?
in his defense, before Disney took over, you know who was extremely closely involved with the whole Clone Wars project.
George Lucas.
One George Lucas, the guy who makes the rules, so he can
The Clone Wars show is what caused the movie canon
to get awkward,
TV
yeah.
canon and book canon thing. And it wasn't a lot of people were like, oh, it's because he didn't care about the canon. No, he super did. He just realized there's a shit ton, and I want Dave Filoni to have free reign with this.
Yeah, he wants to be able to do whatever he wants until George shows up and goes, don't do that, do this, and they're like, okay, you're George Lucas, I guess we'll do that.
Apparently we need to get the Clone Wars on DVD so I can watch the Filoni Zone. Because I've been listening to A More Civilized Age, a Clone Wars podcast, and they always go to the Filoni Zone like once an episode, and just listening to this man talk about the crazy shit that went on during the production of the show is hilarious.
Also, the most random stuff. Also, I'm 90% sure Dave Filoni's a pothead, just because of some of the ways he rolls in. Like, there's literally one. He talks for 5.5 minutes about. There's one scene in the Clone Wars where
about the shape.
Ahsoka cuts a square into the side of something instead of a circle, and you always see them cutting circles. And so he's like, we thought it'd be cool to have him doing a square one time.
5.5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes, so just about the difference between, sometimes you do circles and sometimes you do squares. We thought it'd be interesting to do a square. Normally, they always have these perfect circles. He literally just talked to me, I don't know how they're always perfect circles. I mean, I know how because we're drawing them. But like in the movies, everything, it's always a perfect circle. What does a Jedi do? How long do they train with Master Yoda to get in the perfect circle cutting out of a wall? What are they doing? It's so ridiculous.
And I can always tell on the setup if it's going to be a really good one because they reference if it's cowboy hat wearing Dave Filoni. And if it's cowboy hat wearing Dave Filoni, it's going to be a good time. So.
And the best part about all of these, like, they're behind the scenes shots and like talking about it, they're all definitely filmed after he's already started doing the Mandalorian stuff because he's got his Rebel pilot wings on in it too, just because that's who he is as a person. And I'm like, all right, Dave, I'm here for it. We're cool. I'm in.
Well, moving on to something completely different. Sony had a state of play that focused on their third-party titles, a lot from Square Enix. I only had a couple big takeaways. So there's this game coming out in 2023 called Exoprimal, and it's like people are trying to save humanity by wearing exosuits and fighting dinosaurs. When the trailer first started, I literally thought this was like an Ark, the Ark series. I thought it was like one of those. It's not. And I was like, it's just dinosaurs falling through a portal. And I was very... I want to see more because I'm curious.
Do I get to ride a dinosaur at any point?
No, it's all about murdering dinosaurs.
I
You
think
want to
so.
ride a dinosaur-like thing, just get Horizon.
We already have it. She just won't let me play it until we play the first one.
You can still do it in the first one.
And then they showed us more gameplay for Ghostwire Tokyo, Stranger of Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origins, which both come out this month. Then we also got more gameplay for Forspoken, which is coming out in October. And then
great.
the last game that looked interesting to me is Valkyrie Elysium, which is supposed to come out sometime this year.
It seems like just a couple of buzzwords they slammed together. What is this game supposed to be about?
So at first, because I know that they have the Valkyrie Chronicles series, and so I'm not 100% sure if it's a part of that or if this is a totally different game, but it looks like your standard JRPG hack and slash game.
I don't know.
I
Random
think
aside.
it is supposed to be part of that other Valkyrie series.
How many?
It's a
fucking-
new Valkyrie profile game.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
No, you're
interrupted
fine.
twice.
No, I'm going into it aside. How many fucking state of plays are there? Do they do one like every month?
They do one
They
every
do it with
couple of
about the
months.
same frequency as the Nintendo Directs.
So like every couple months.
Yeah.
I feel like we talk about this a lot.
I guess it's probably what once, maybe twice a quarter.
Around that, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
just to show off new shit.
Yeah. I mean, I know, but like it's weird because like
It doesn't seem like Xbox does that.
yeah,
Well, it's
like Sony's the only one going, hey, check out our shit.
well, the
Nintendo does
reason
that too.
Weird.
the reason that they do that is because they saw that Nintendo had a lot of success with doing their Nintendo Directs that way, and then also they don't do E3 anymore. Sony's pulled out of E3 for like the last 3 years. So instead they do all of these they call them, state of plays. Sometimes like this one, it was focused on their third party titles. They've got another one coming up which is just focusing on we literally
just saw it earlier. I don't remember what it was. You were excited about it though. I hadn't even heard it. Oh no, it was the Hogwarts thing.
Oh yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. We're getting a whole state of play just about Hogwarts Legacy.
With live gameplay and stuff like that.
Kind of like the recent Pokemon Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude.
Pokemon Direct.
What does that do?
So
That's
there was
the
one.
same species as the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh.
Peter added that to the group. Thank you, Peter.
No problem. There was one game that was announced that I was very briefly excited about, but the gameplay, and I was like, "Why are you doing it like this?" And it was the Gundam Evolution.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Gundam game.
Okay, so what's
Yeah.
wrong with it? Because I like Gundams. Is it
So
gonna
they're
be dumb?
doing an online, primarily team-based first-person shooter. And there's a few issues with this.
But I'm at least
One,
in a
I
game.
don't need another Overwatch.
that's
It's
true.
enough. Don't do more of these. Two, it's a Gundam game, so half the appeal is the Gundams themselves. They look cool. That's half of why people like Gundam. So why are you putting us in first person where you can't really see the one you're piloting? And three, they've already done this. There's a game you can get for free on the PlayStation that is an online team-based shooter, but it's third person and they function like the classic Gundams. So it just feels a little weird.
What is
to do.
it? You didn't tell me the name of this.
I didn't tell you the name. Shit. Let me get the exact name for you, because there's been 3 of them.
I need to start downloading it.
My question is,
Gundam Battle Operation 2.
they're in like a city center or something. Do they just run through buildings? That would be a cool
I
game
don't think
physics.
so.
That would be
It would
amazing.
be a cool mechanic, but I don't think they would do
It
it.
would be hard, but it would be amazing because that's what they do in the show.
Yeah.
I want to blow up the entire surrounding area
Yeah,
and
like
have
just
it affect
level
me.
the playing field, and then everybody's just like, "Well, this fucking sucks."
And then everybody dies. and it's
Everybody's dead,
fantastic.
just continuously dying.
Just like it does in the fucking anime. I'm gonna blow up this whole thing. If anybody survives, I'll just be able to see them now and shoot them in the face,
Yeah. Blow up this building here, set a trap there,
or take out my sword.
run through a building and just annihilate people. Just imagine that just be one dude that then goes off and you're just trucking through buildings. You get to the other side and just start freaking shooting people.
And that's why I'm like, I would love that game,
That's
but
the whole game.
I'm with Peter on that one. I think it would be better served as that one be like almost an open world. Well, not really. You still have to do missions on it because that's the only way it would make sense with Gundams. But like to be able to literally be able to destroy anything in the world and do it all, but run around and like you either have your team of little Gundam dudes with you, and then you're fighting the endless hordes of whatever guys you're doing. Because that's how it always is. Like, oh, you had to blow up these 8,000 other mechs. Have fun. And you're like, okay, I guess we'll do it. Pew pew.
Pew pew pew.
Big sword time. Okay. Giant laser cannon. Pew. Pew.
Yeah.
I think that there's been a lot of Gundam games that have done this better. I really don't think it's a
So
good
this
idea
one
to
seems unnecessary.
first person. Yeah. Just re-released Gundam Crossfire from the PS3. Everybody loved that one. And it had destructible environments, too.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Or any of the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games. They were mindless, but at least it had every goddamn unit ever created.
Mm-hmm.
You could play that game as one of, like, the Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Yeah. I think they're just called the Ball. You would fucking get murdered instantly, because all you could do is slap them with claws and occasionally shoot a missile. But you could do it.
But it was an option.
It was an option. They let you make that mistake.
Well, this brings us to the speed run.
I like how you do your own echo. Tom wasn't ready. You want to try it again? Yeah.
The speed run.
Oh, like it or not.
All right, so this is the section where I list off a bunch of headlines and you guys get one thought.
That means we have to have a thought.
You have to have a thought.
That's
reaction.
I can't promise that.
That's dangerous.
So
I don't think.
I think you guys
True.
saw some of the ones I put on. I did add a couple more just because I wanted your first live reaction as well.
Okay, let's do this thing.
Peter went first last week, so Tom, you're up first.
In front of all these people?
In front of all these cats.
So Tom, Zach, Peter.
Oh, no.
Tom, Zach, Peter.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
F and chat. Go ahead.
Ernie Hudson cast in NBC's Quantum Leap revival pilot.
You think I'd watch that?
What happened to Scott Bakula?
Cool.
Cool.
Who's he gonna play?
It's worth
Though?
noting I went first beforehand because of the delay.
Oh, yeah,
is
that
true.
was true.
Yeah.
We did that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that again.
With Peter.
Yay. Peter, Tom, Zach. Ready? Elden Ring players are selling runes on eBay. Could be banned.
So the thing that always gets done with video games that do that with. Cool.
People buy stupid shit.
Ban him.
Ban them. Someone made a Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication video game.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that. That doesn't seem weird to me anymore.
Really?
What's it rated? Is my question. I mean, it's got fornication right in the title.
Investors in Microsoft Activision deal investigated for insider trading.
I'm cool.
Wonder where they got their insider trading. Like, there's a lot of people who already do that.
But they got caught.
Yeah, not surprising. just not surprising
Yeah, a lot
at
of people
all.
already do that.
Black Panther 2 director Ryan Coogler mistaken for a bank robber.
I mean, I don't know enough context, but I'm going to say that's probably fucked up.
I'm gonna guess it's probably racist in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was he wearing a mask? I mean, that's the only way you.
Technically, yes.
Hell,
Okay,
a coronavirus mask is not the same.
I guess this one needs some context.
Sorry, was he wearing
A
a
little
ski
bit, yeah.
mask?
So-
I would like context.
He walked into a bank wearing, Corona mask, because Corona.
Okay.
And he was trying to be discreet because he wanted to withdraw a large amount of cash from his account. So instead of telling the bank teller, hey, I want to get this much out, he wrote on a piece of paper, hey, I'd like to withdraw $12,000. Please do the count somewhere else because I'd like to be discreet. And the teller freaked out and hit the panic button.
What an idiot.
I mean, in the
a
teller's
little
defense,
racist.
that's pretty. It's a little racist, but in the teller's defense, that also is fucking weird.
It's a weird situation.
They have a
You
withdrawal
didn't
slip
have
for
to
that reason.
Instantly
He wrote it on the
go
withdrawal
racist.
slip.
Yeah.
I would go, sir, can I see your ID? And then I got the ID and I go, okay.
Which is what they all do. Can you pull down your masks for a second?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
take an
you
extra
see the
step
ID, you look,
Verify.
okay, cool, and then done.
I mean, it's got your account number on it. It's got everything else on it. Why wouldn't they just go? Well, that's a weird request, but is your ID, sir? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so speed
Thank
run.
you very
Moving
much.
on. Moving on.
Hold on. I want to touch base on this. You think that teller was just sitting there, waking up every day, like, man, it'd be crazy if I got robbed today. And then all of a sudden, someone walks in with a piece of paper. He's like,
God,
it's happening! It's happening!
if they let me have the shotgun under here, he'd
Yeah.
already be dead.
You be dead. Okay, back to it.
I asked
All
for the
right,
shotgun,
all right.
but they just put a button in.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Brand new Star Wars animated series is headed for Disney Plus.
About what?
I don't know.
There's a lot of cool shit in Star Wars. There's a lot of really dumb fucking shit in Star Wars. I need more information.
Context?
I don't remember for this particular one.
You don't remember? Or they didn't give it. Because they didn't give it, then fuck them.
I'm
But
sure.
if you just don't remember, then
I honestly, I don't remember. Okay, look it up later. All right.
Let's keep going.
Amy Schumer reveals why she dropped out of Barbie movie, and it involves a high heel made of Jell-O.
No comment. Moving on.
So before I get my comment, Amy Schumer is that one that the stand-up comedian that
Yes. The blonde one.
Talks about her vagina all the time.
Yes.
She does that a lot. Yeah, I will say that.
She's married to a chef.
Her comedy's okay in the Barbie movie.
Well,
she didn't write it. She's
Barbie
just performing it.
She did write it. She was also supposed to star in it. Since she dropped out, they're now doing rewrites and recasting.
Barbie doesn't have a vagina.
That's like actually a big selling point.
Okay, moving on. PETA.
All right.
Dune Part 2 will leave the door open for a third movie. Could lead to a total of 6 sequels.
There's a lot of books. This is not surprising at all. In fact, 6 feels a little low.
It's happening. It's happening.
All right, my problem is, are they going to do just Dune in 3 parts? Because that feels like not enough. It feels like they're going to really pad out the 3 hours they're going to make us sit in the theater, which I will willingly and gladly sit in the theater for.
I will.
But it really feels like they got the first half of the book. They should be able to do the second half.
I mean, like he mentioned, there are a lot of...
No, there's a lot of books, but I'm saying the way that you read that there, or the way that it's worded there, sounds like...
It does kind of make it seem like they're going to try and make 6 movies all about just the one book.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I literally just copy and paste the news article titles.
I know.
This is great.
I know. I just need to know more because I'm
That's why I assumed better.
The logistics seem weird.
Would you like to know more?
Yes.
Should I start putting links in here so you can look it up?
Peter, what's the reference?
Okay, last one.
The Troopers.
Yeah, obviously. Come on.
Peter.
What's up?
Bryan Adams acknowledges Taylor Swift for inspiring him to re-record his old catalog.
Those are certainly a lot of words that you just put together.
You know like most of them. Maybe not Bryan Adams.
Oh yeah, I just don't really care.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like Peter. I don't give a shit about Taylor Swift.
Rude.
Yeah, but I like Bryan Adams.
I don't even know who Bryan Adams is.
That man is
Summer of '69.
That man is Canadian royalty. God damn it.
Look, I'm still just a little bit upset about Witch Bucket.
Which bucket?
Last I checked,
That is deep cut.
but yeah, Witch Bucket is still. That was pretty interesting. Are you sure that's not a ship? Just saying.
No, that was the ship.
Which bucket was the ship?
Witch Bucket.
Exactly.
Well, it's time for extra bits. Tom's got some bits.
Just gonna out Tom's bits in front of all these people.
We always talk about my bit. My bits are pretty easy. One is the.
Are they now?
They're always easy.
Don't make eye contact. It makes it too intimate.
I don't want to.
It hurts me.
My bits.
Your first bit was Lauren.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just. My first bit is about Lauren. It's a band. They put out a new song. Probably like some new album. Yeah, it's good. I like Lauren. It's a electronic band. They do like really dubby stuff, and it's very spacey kind of stuff. So it's really nice. Outside of that bit, there is a new Crosses album coming out on the 18th. That's not on there. Sorry, that's just something that popped in my head. I like Crosses. Chino from the Deftones sings in Crosses. I like Chino. He's cool. He's good. Very iconic.
From the Deftones? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He sings in that. He also sings in Palms. And then I had what was it? Jelly Bean from Balloon Shop.
Mm-hmm.
That one was pretty funny. I hope everybody watches that and gets a good laugh out of it.
Made me laugh.
Yeah. And what was my other bit?
I'm the video game boy.
Yeah.
I'm the one who wins.
Yeah. There we go.
I don't believe you said it right. How do you say it there, Tom?
I'm the video game boy. I'm the one who wins. Those are my bits.
You have one more.
Now stop looking at me.
You don't know the bit.
I don't know a bit.
It was
Game
about
Grumps
heartburn.
consume Prilosec.
No. That's just something that I wanted you guys to see.
Oh, well,
Consume Prilosec. But yes, you can put that on there.
I already did. It's
I'm
done.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Zachary.
I found something today. Might be fun to watch it before your foray into the Obi-Wan series on May 25th. There is a guy did a fan edit of Revenge of the Sith that is now 4 hours long, because he also cut in stuff from every other Star Wars media in the part where it makes sense, and it has a flowing, cohesive soundtrack throughout, and apparently is very, very well done. I watched through a bunch of the clips that I was able to get to and do everything like that. But if you link to the video there, there's instructions for how to watch the whole thing, and I won't talk about it on here because I'm not going to condone how you do it, but you should do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Peter probably already has it.
He's laughing.
He's got a Tor browser. He's got at least a VPN over there going on. We're good. But anyway, yeah. So it's it's basically a smash cut. It's got stuff from the Clone Wars. It's got stuff from all sorts of different material in there. Most of it, the extra stuff that's been added, was from like the Siege of Mandalore arc in the last season of Clone Wars. But they put a couple other different things in there, and it looks to be interesting. I need to actually sit down and watch it because it looks really great. He did cut some stuff from Revenge of the Sith that everyone agrees that's not necessary.
Okay,
So just
well,
like the Padme dialogue.
Yeah, mostly. Which I don't have a problem with.
Sand is coarse. It gets in places.
It gets
irritating.
everywhere.
Rough and it
And
gets,
it gets
everywhere.
everywhere.
But anyway,
Okay, so my bits this week. So in
Wait.
your what?
Mine's so shitty. All right, go ahead.
You're gonna get a double weekly dose of Disney because Peter has a Disney-related one too. But my bit is so a London Broadway actress is currently suing Disney, claiming that they caused her to damage her vocal cords because the gentleman that they hired to play Aladdin was not good at harmonizing with other people, and so in order for him to hear himself, he would sing louder, which caused her to sing louder so that she could be heard, which then caused her to get polyps in her vocal cords. So she's now suing Disney for that.
I think to the actor because he's the one that fucked up. But
But Disney's the one that hired him.
and yeah, it's the producer's fault really, which means it falls on them, and their insurance company will pay out more.
But Disney could also just have upped her volume.
It's
Well,
Broadway.
according to the article, the issue wasn't necessarily about upping her volume. The issue was because of how her costume is designed, her microphone was in her headpiece. And because of the height, her mic is here, his face is here. So,
So he was yelling into her mic.
yeah.
That's just bad placement. They're idiots.
Yeah, that's poorly done. But
And then to soften the blow, I have a really cute, adorable little video of Munchkin cats, which are cats with stubby little legs, and them just being all cute and fluffy and
they're the wiener
adorable.
dogs of cats.
Yeah, but what was
They're
the
the
point in
corgis
there?
of cats.
No, whatever.
What was the point of them?
To be adorable and fluffy.
That was the only point. Humans are mean.
Peter, you're up.
I have a video of Disney maliciously burning down the Little Mermaid ride.
It was
It was
not.
definitely on purpose
did that
and
on
filled with
purpose.
hate.
They did. They killed little
Yeah,
kids too.
it definitely was not an accident
People
involving
died.
fireworks. They did this on purpose. Some dude showed up with a flamethrower. He was dressed up as Gaston, Beauty and the Beast, and he set that shit ablaze.
Yep.
Why are you spreading misinformation?
You made me go last for something I barely read about. So I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to make it weird.
I rotate every week.
Lots of people died on that ride. As it burned into flames and the roller coaster
What
careened off
happened
into the
was
distance.
there was a fireworks mishap at the end of the night, and one of the fireworks accidentally hit the Little Mermaid ride, and there was a little fire.
A little fire?
A little fire.
It would have been much better if that was actually a water ride, but for some reason it's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not. It's on a conveyor belt.
I was trying to think, and I was confused. Anyway,
But why is that one not a water ride?
have
right?
have we decided that the three of us will still be here next week?
Probably. Maybe
this
not.
what we
I don't know.
decided?
Do we want to?
We're planning on it. We'll try.
So Peter will not be with us next week because he's going on a work
A
vacation.
vacation.
He's definitely not a vacation.
I don't know how much of a vacation it is. I mean, he'll be paid monies. But we'll be here for a new 8-Bit Cat show. Don't forget, patreon.com/8bitcats. Go ahead and support us so we can continue to do the things we love. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Tom's being weird. And until next time, be fabulous, geek out, and have fun.
You guys get out of here. I'm tired of your bullshit. Stop staring at me.
Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/8bitcats, where you'll also get tons of extra benefits like exclusive content, including content featuring these guys. You can also like and subscribe to us on YouTube, and we are on a variety of podcast apps, including Apple, iTunes, Spotify, and Audible. So patreon.com/8bitcats.
Oh my god, he's destroying things. He's destroying me.